we shouldn't be worrying about examinations and settling into primary school, because I know from my own experience that talking to children, they're looking forward to going to primary school. They're looking forward to the big school and making new friends and becoming grown up. So really what the focus it's suggested should be on is giving children confidence, finding good in what they do, in fact catching them being good and avoiding criticism. Let's look for the good things that children do and avoid controlling them to fit into your rules and regulations, because I think that's the issue. When they start primary school, there are different rules and regulations. They can't play around and fidget because the teachers have got a lot to impart to them. And it's natural for very young children to fidget and gossip and laugh. So one of the problems they have is settling into what's expected at school. We should consider really looking at individual differences between children and not treating them all as the same, one size fits all, because they're not. Primary school teachers and preschool teachers know that by the time they get to K2, children are more mature, they're still growing and learning, but there are differences, vast differences, particularly with the younger children. The research says is don't worry about whether or not the transition years are going to prepare children to settle in and become academics, but focus really on giving them confidence, helping them to settle, to adjust to their new life, and encouraging. Children strive because of themselves, because of the confidence they have in themselves and their own ability. So focusing on this and rather than on academic pursuits. Well, I think the recent study by NIE, which you're going to hear about, has shown that I think more can be done there. More can be done in terms of helping children adjust, particularly if they come from families who are under-resourced, families who struggle to keep up. Because not all children are the same when they start school if they come from families who are underprivileged, who are low-income families. So it's probably these children where organisations such as Mendaki can and do help. Getting the parents to actually attend is a problem, and helping them to see the value and the benefits that these programmes have for the parents. From what I recall talking to the Malay parents in my studies, they were very happy. Maybe it's because they were the self-fulfilling aspect, is that they were very happy for their children to start primary school. And they trusted the teachers. They didn't feel that they should interfere. All they were anxious about were the children and whether they'd be happy and whether they'd make friends. Now, what tends to happen is children who've been in a kindergarten are being exposed to an environment which is a little bit more similar to a primary school environment than a childcare centre or another facility which has got smaller groups. Those children, I know talking to primary one teachers, have said they find it more difficult to settle because they're moving from an environment with just a few children to a big environment with lots of children. So they take longer. Things are always changing. That's what I like about Singapore. Nothing is the same. No, but you change very slowly, but positively. It's better to go one step forward than 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. So I think slowly, and there are improvements. If I might share, I have a grandson in K2 now, and his birthday is October. So he's going to start primary one in January. And he's still very playful, and I'm talking about primary one. For him, primary one is going on the big bus, not the small bus. And that's how he feels at the time. Are you looking forward to going to primary one? Oh, yes. But he's in a large kindergarten now, so he's aware that it will be slightly bigger. But for him, because he's young and emotionally immature, for him it's going on the big bus. That's the most important thing. So, coming back to my point about things changing, yeah, things are changing for the better because people are sitting up and recognising now that we need to value children's views and attitudes and feelings, but we need to carry on.